Maya's antenna twitched with amusement as she watched her crewmates stare each other in the station's cantina. The Zenthari loved their games, and tonight's challenge was simple: sit next to the human for a full meal cycle without flinching. Humans were still new to the Galactic Cooperative, barely 3 cycles since first contact, and their reputation preceded them. Deathworlders, they were called. Survivors of a planet so hostile that merely existing there required an absurd tolerance for danger. Most species gave them a wide berth. Ryan sat alone at a corner table, methodically working through his meal with the focused intensity that unnerved so many aliens. His dark hair fell across his forehead as he studied a data pad, seemingly oblivious to the whispers swirling around him. "I'll do it," Maya announced, rising from her seat. Her blue skin darkened slightly with determination, a Zenthari tell that never failed to amuse her friends. "For how long?" her friend Keelix challenged. "The whole meal cycle," Maya replied. "And I'll make conversation." The table erupted in chirps and whistles of disbelief. Making conversation went beyond the dare, but Maya had always been curious about humans. She had read the reports: unpredictable, resilient, prone to something called stubbornness that defied all logic. She approached with manufactured confidence, her slender frame casting barely a shadow in the artificial light. "Seat taken?" Ryan looked up, and Maya caught herself before her antenna could betray her surprise. His eyes were brown. Warm. Not cold like she had expected. He smiled. "All yours." Maya settled into the chair, her 3-fingered hands folded neatly on the table. She could feel her crewmates watching. "I'm Maya. Engineering, Deck 7. Ryan. Xenobiology Research, Deck 12. He set down his data pad. "You're Zenthari, right? I've been reading about your species. Your people can perceive electromagnetic fields." Maya paused. Humans weren't supposed to be interested in other species. The report said they were self-absorbed, barely capable of grasping alien perspectives. "You study xenobiology?" "Fascinated by it," Ryan said, and his enthusiasm was unmistakably genuine. "Every species has these incredible adaptations. Their neural networks process data 3 times faster than human brains under certain conditions. Your ancestors evolved in electrical storms, didn't they?" Maya's antenna rose involuntarily, the Zenthari equivalent of raised eyebrows. "You actually read our history?" "Of course. Why wouldn't I?" "Because you're supposed to be the scary Deathworlder," Maya thought, but didn't say. Instead, she found herself actually talking about the power coupling problems on Deck 7, about her homeworld's crimson skies. Ryan listened with an attention that felt almost uncomfortable in its intensity. When he spoke about his own research, studying how different species' immune systems adapted to the rigors of space travel, his hands moved expressively, painting pictures in the air between them. "The thing is," he said, leaning forward, "humans aren't special. We just got lucky with our adaptations. But every species has their own kind of strength. Zenthari can literally sense energy fields. That's not just impressive, that's a perspective humans could never have naturally." Maya felt something shift quietly inside her. This was not the human from the reports. This was someone genuinely astonished by the diversity of life. Then it happened. The station shuddered. The lights flickered. Maya's antenna blazed with sensation, electromagnetic chaos flooding her senses all at once. An alarm began to wail. "Power surge!" she gasped, her perception nearly overwhelmed by the invisible maelstrom. "Something's wrong with the main coupling, Deck 7. Ryan was already on his feet. "Show me." They ran together through corridors filling rapidly with confused and frightened aliens. Maya's senses guided them through the electromagnetic storm while Ryan cleared the path ahead, his Deathworlder reflexes earning their fearsome reputation as panicking crew members scattered in every direction. In engineering, they found the nightmare. A fusion coupling was overloading, energy building toward catastrophic failure. The Zenthari engineers on duty were paralyzed, their electromagnetic sensitivity making it agonizing to even approach the panel. 30 seconds until breach, the computer announced with maddening calm. I can see the surge pattern, Maya said through gritted teeth, her antenna burning with raw input. But I can't get close enough to manually reroute it. Tell me what to do. Maya stared at Ryan. He couldn't sense electromagnetic fields. He would be working completely blind. You'll have to feel for the right conduit. I can guide you verbally, but it has to be exact. She met his eyes. I trust you. Those 3 words changed something. Maya's perception sharpened, cutting through the pain and the noise. Left panel. 3rd conduit from the top. Ryan's hands moved with surprising grace, following her directions without hesitation. His Deathworlder pain tolerance allowed him to work in conditions that would have incapacitated most species, while Maya's unique senses provided the map he could not see. Route the flow clockwise, now counterclockwise. This one? Yes. Pull it. Ryan pulled. The surge redirected, flowing smoothly into the backup systems. The alarm fell silent. The electromagnetic cates calmed to ordinary levels. Maya sagged against the console, her antenna drooping with exhaustion. Around them, the engineers stared in speechless amazement. Ryan grinned, slightly singed, but visibly exhilarated. We made a good team. Later, back in the cantina, Maya's crewmates surrounded her with questions. How had she worked alongside the human? Wasn't she terrified? Maya looked across the room to where Ryan had returned to his corner table. He caught her eye and raised his drink in a quiet salute. Terrified? Maya repeated. No. Impressed. She stood, picked up her own drink, and walked back to his table. Mind if I sit? I have questions about your research. Ryan's smile was warm and immediate. I'd like that. Behind her, Maya heard her crewmates erupt into startled chirps, but she didn't look back. She had learned something the reports had missed entirely. Humans weren't dangerous because they were strong, or stubborn, or impossibly resilient. They were dangerous because they made you want to be better. Because they saw potential in others that those species had never recognized in themselves. Because they'd built bridges instead of walls. And maybe, Maya thought, as she and Ryan fell into easy conversation, that was the most extraordinary thing about humans after all. Not their strength. Not their stubbornness. But the quiet, relentless way they reached across the unknown, and somehow made you reach back.